Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to talk some more about ways to save to get to Disney or how to find good deals to get to Disney. So let's jump in. Alright guys, so the last video we talked about ways that you can find money that you would normally have by not really doing much more than what you already are doing. So if you want to know kind of how to find some money for your Disney vacation, go back and watch that other video that I posted before this one. I'll try and link it up here. And then come back and watch this one to find out how to use your money. All right, so let's say you've got your extra money, you're working on gift cards, and you don't have to have all the gift cards saved up and stuff by the time you decide to book. You can keep working on all that. But so let's say we set our budget. The next thing to do is to decide if you can stay on property or off property, and is that important to you or not. And this will kind of play into budget a little bit. Disney does have several tiers of, I feel like I'm really far away. Sorry guys, all right, let me scoot up. We gotta get personal here. Okay, Disney has several tiers of hotels. So they have like their deluxe, they have their moderate, and then they have their economy. Then they also have the DVC rooms, which are expensive if you pay through Disney, but I have a way that you can find them for less. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So, and then you have your off-property hotels. And since Disney World has so many hotel options, I have found that you can actually get a very nice hotel off-property at an amazing rate, like super cheap. So if you are not dead set on being on property, you can still get a very nice hotel off property and pay not very much at all per night. So this really it all depends on your budget. So, all right, since everyone's budget's different, I'm gonna kind of just go off of what like mine was and what was important to me. So I took my budget and I didn't want to spend more than a certain amount. But we also have 6 people in our family, so the more people you have, the harder it is to do Disney cheap because they only allow 4 people in some of their rooms, and then 5 if the 5th is a baby. And then they have some rooms that have 5, and then you can have a baby that makes number 6. But then once they're all over 3, basically we have to have 2 rooms. Luckily Bella is still young enough that we fit into what they call a studio. So we're doing 2 big hotels this year. Partly because it is my last year to be able to stay in a studio at this hotel, and I have really I've wanted to stay in this hotel a long time. And I knew this was kind of my last year to do it without having to book 2 rooms, and I didn't want to pay the price for 2. So we are going to be staying at the Polynesian, and we are staying on the DVC side or in a DVC room in a studio. And then we are also, they didn't have the full availability I needed all the nights. So for the first part of our stay, we're going to be staying at Animal Kingdom in a 1-bedroom, they call them a villa. It's a DVC room as well. Now, if you're not familiar with DVC, DVC means Disney Vacation Club, which is a club you can purchase into and stay on points. We do not have DVC ourselves. We are renting these rooms from DVC owners. But now the 1-bedroom, I believe we actually could all fit in even if Bella was older. But it's what they had available, and I thought it sounded like a neat experience, and I had a few nights I needed to stay somewhere, so I thought, let's do it. This is my big trip, let's do it. So, yes. All right, so I looked through Disney's website, and to book at the Polynesian and the Animal Kingdom was very pricey. It's expensive. So I knew a friend who rented DVC points, so I thought I would try that route. And I tried an individual that just owns, but they did not have any availability there. So then I found the DVC rental store. I will link that down below. There's a couple of these sites, but this is the only site that I have personally used. So they're the only ones I'll link because I don't really know much about the other sites other than when I look at them online, but I've not actually used them, so I can't tell you how it was. But so far I've been happy with DVC rental store. So I went there and they had villa rooms at Polynesian and Animal Kingdom, you know, for way less than what I would have paid if I just paid straight through Disney. So I booked through them, and this is where I was talking about, I was going to tell you about the DVC. So if you want a DVC room, and they have studios, they have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and then they even have 3 bedrooms, which they call grand villas. And I mean, it is still not cheap. It still costs, but it's a fraction of what you would pay Disney. So I can't remember exact numbers. Okay, so I'm just gonna make some numbers up here just to give you an idea though. So like say Polynesian is $800 a night through Disney's website. Through DVC, it's like $300 a night. Okay, it's that kind of a difference. So and I know $300 a night is still that's not cheap, people, but that's way more doable than $800 a night. So and Polynesian is one of the more expensive hotels. It's on the monorail line. But anyway, so if you're wanting one of these deluxe resorts, check out the DVC, because it is a good way to get a DVC room way less money and way more affordable. So that is what we are doing on this trip. Then another trip we're going to do, my budget is a lot smaller. So we are actually going to stay off property. And again, I was telling you how off property can be really cheap. We are staying in a 1-bedroom suite at Hawthorne Suites, I think it is. I'll have to look to double check, but I believe it's Hawthorne Suites. And they're very nice rooms. We have a living room, a kitchenette, a bedroom with 2 queen beds. The couch is a pull-out couch. So plenty of room for us. And it's off property. And I think we're paying like $68 a night. So that shows you kind of a comparison, like drastically cheaper, even though it is a very nice room still, and it has really great reviews. We have not actually stayed there, so I can't give you my personal review, but all the reviews I read were very good on it. So, and it's like maybe, when I Googled it, it said like 10 minutes to the park gate. And Disney's so spread out that unless you're staying right there in one of those monorail ones, you're going to drive about 10 minutes to get to Magic Kingdom anyway. So it's pretty close. And then for our third trip, I have us booked at All-Star Movie. Now this is on property, but this is one of their economy hotels. And they run around anywhere from $120 to $220 a night, sometimes a little more, depending on what time of year you go. I think the time of year we're going, it's around the $150 mark. And so yeah, that's a very affordable rate. You do not get the deluxe feel though that you do at the deluxe hotels. And honestly, I would say the rooms probably aren't as spacious, and well, I know for a fact they aren't as spacious, and maybe as nice even like as when we're staying at the Hawthorne Suites, but we're on property. So, and the rooms are not bad. They're nice. I've stayed at economy before. They are nice rooms, but they are little, and just kind of what you need. You got your bare necessities. It's not supposed to feel fancy, but you're at Disney. So, I mean, a lot of times you don't spend that much time in the room anyway. And yeah, I think they'll be fine. And they have a lot of fun theming at the economy resorts. So like my kids actually are more excited about staying at the All-Star Movie than they are about Polynesian. I want the Polynesian, but they want the other. So anyway, there's a huge range. You can pay anywhere from $50 a night to $1,200 a night if you want. And I'm sure there's even more of a flex than that. And I'll be right there at Disney parks. So there is a hotel out there for you in your price range. You just need to find what that is and what is important to you. What are you willing to pay for? Do you have to be really close? Do you really have to have free breakfast? Do you really need X amount of beds? what is it you need, find the hotel that best fits those in your budget. You can also look, I would recommend looking at Disney's site for just Disney hotels, the DVC rental store if you want DVC, and then, you know, hotels.com or priceline.com for off-property. Those are kind of my go-tos when I'm looking around and trying to figure out the prices of everything. So check those out. All right. Now each hotel's even, let me say this, they have different levels. So you can stay like in a preferred room, which is more than the standard room. So again, it's all in just what's important to you. A lot of times with that, I end up staying in the one that's available, because Disney books up pretty quick. And so even though I want economy, or I mean I want standard, all they have left are preferred. So I'm like, oh well, I guess I'll book prefer. But yeah, that is another option and a way to save if you're really trying to cut corners. Like I did that at Polynesian. I did a standard view at Polynesian. I didn't pay for like a park view or anything like that. So, all right, that's another thing though I do want to talk about is booking. Disney books up like ridiculously early. When I was booking our trip for December 2020, like 2 months ago, I had trouble finding availability. So as soon as you're like, I think we want to go, you need to look ahead as far as you can and try and book at least a year out. And then with the DVC rental store, their timing's a little different because of the way they do their rooms. So you'll want to just contact one of their travel agents and work with them. But they recommend booking at a year in advance, but like they didn't have any Polynesian owners that had rooms for rent a year in advance. So I ended up having to book at the 7-month mark instead, I believe. So, which was a little bit of a problem for me with dining, but it worked out okay. But they didn't have availability. So sometimes too, when you're looking for the discounts, you kind of have to sacrifice in other areas because it doesn't always go exactly like you want. But yeah, just contact their travel agents and they should be able to help you with timing on that. But the further out you are, the better you are at getting a deal. Because you can also book the week you want, and then if a deal comes up between now and when you're going, you can call and be like, hey, I saw that you are now running 30% off these rooms. Can you add that to my package? And they will. So go ahead and book what you want, but just keep your eye out for discounts that might come along the way. The last thing I want to say about hotels is if you are military, be sure to tell them that because there are military discounts. And we are not military, so I don't know exactly what they are, but from some military families I know, I hear they are really good. They have some really good rates for you guys. So make sure they know that you're military. But yeah, guys, I think that's about all I have to say about hotels. If you have any questions about hotels, or there's something you'd like me to talk more about, or if there's something you really want to see, I will try and video something for you from a hotel or something there if I can. But yeah, just let me know. Talk to me, you guys. Let me know what you need, what you want to see, what you like, what you want to hear more about. Leave a comment below and I will try and address things like that. Thank you so much for watching though. I hope this gave you a better idea of places that you might want to stay. Just be sure to get on their website and look through all the different types of hotels they have. They have so many different kinds and themes, and it is so fun. I think part of the fun of Disney World is their hotels. I just love all the different themes. They all have a different place for a different time, and there's something there for everyone. But yeah, I will talk to you all soon, and thank you so much for watching. Next time we will be talking about tickets and probably some other things, because that's not, oh, tickets and dining. We'll be talking about tickets and dining. So I will see you guys all next time. Bye.